This show is brought to you by NMDC Group.
Oil and gas giants make a net zero pledge at ADIPEC, and Abu Dhabi's non-oil economy expands 12.3%. You're watching the Daily Brief with Forbes. I'm Ramia Faraj. More than 20 oil and gas companies have agreed to a joint pledge to reach net zero emissions by 2050, eliminate methane emissions, and stop routine flaring by 2030. That was the message from COP28 President Sultan Al Jaber as he addressed delegates of ADIPEC today. He said the oil and gas industry is essential to solving global energy challenges, including playing a critical role in scaling up renewable energy. Al Jaber stressed that active participation from all stakeholders is crucial to achieving the necessary transformative changes. Staying in Abu Dhabi, its economy grew by 3.5% year-on-year in Q2, mainly driven by a strong 12.3% rise in its non-oil sector. Abu Dhabi's non-oil GDP rose to $41.9 billion in Q2, compared with $39.8 billion in Q1, and the highest level since 2014. Abu Dhabi's total GDP touched a record high of $78.1 billion in the quarter, driven by the growth in non-oil activities that contributed 53.7% to the overall GDP. OPEC oil output rose for a second straight month in September, led by increases from Nigeria and Iran, despite ongoing cuts by Saudi and Russia. Last month, OPEC pumped 27.73 million barrels per day, according to a Reuters survey. That's up 120,000 BPD from August. The September rise was led by Nigeria, which had been battling with crude theft and insecurity. Iran, meanwhile, which has been boosting supply despite U.S. sanctions, pushed output to 3.15 million BPD, its highest level since 2018. Turkey says an Iraqi oil pipeline that ceased operations in March because of a payments dispute involving the Kurdish Autonomous Region will resume pumping crude this week. Turkey closed the pipeline after an arbitration court ordered Ankara to pay $1.5 billion in damages to Baghdad for transporting oil from the Kurdistan region without Iraq's approval. Ankara contested the decision and sought damages of its own. The autonomous Kurdish region was exporting roughly 450,000 barrels of crude per day prior to the pipeline's closure. China Evergreen Group Chairman Hui Kaiyan is reportedly being investigated on suspicion of transferring assets offshore while the indebted property developer struggles to complete unfinished projects. The chairman is under police watch and is suspected of committing unspecified crimes. With more than $300 billion in liabilities, Evergreen has become the poster child of a debt crisis in China's property sector, which contributes to roughly a quarter of the economy. Donald Trump and his family business are standing trial in New York today in a civil fraud case that could deal a major blow to his real estate empire. Trump is accused of inflating the value of his assets by billions of dollars to secure better loan and insurance terms. Trump plans to attend the first week of trial in state court in Manhattan. The trial comes a week after the judge presiding over the case found Trump liable for fraud. And Caitlin Carrico and Drew Weissman won the Nobel Medicine Prize today for work on mRNA technology that paved the way for groundbreaking COVID-19 vaccines. The jury said the pair contributed to the unprecedented rate of vaccine development during one of the greatest threats to human health in modern times. The jury said the mRNA vaccines were approved for use in December 2020 and together with other COVID vaccines have saved millions of lives and prevented severe disease and many more. I'm Ramia Faraj. This is the Daily Brief. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
This show is brought to you by NMDC Group.